Hi everyone, my name is Andy Robertshaw. Somebody sent me a message from the Daily Killer Sudoku group on Facebook asking me how I solve level 9 and level 10 puzzles. So today is the 29th of April 2025. I thought I would go through one of today's puzzles. So this is a standard Killer Sudoku. It's a level 10. It's not a greater than Killer Sudoku. I'll have a quick look for the puzzle number 29233. So puzzle number 29233, which is dated 29th of April 2025. Okay, so where do we start with this? So first thing I like to do is just look for places where I've got one or two options. So I've got a 15 cage there, which must be 6, 9 or 7, 8. A 6 cage there, which must be 1, 5 or 2, 4. If we look closely here, I've got some cages here which are 2 boxes and an extra cell. So they add up to 91. 27 plus 24 plus 19 plus 6 plus 15. They do add up to 91, which is one more than 90, the sum of 2 boxes. So I know I've got a 1 here. Now normally these are symmetrical. I similarly have a set of 2 boxes and a cell sticking out here, adding up to 95. 26 plus 12, that's 38, plus 22, that's 60, plus 28 is 88, plus 7 is 95. So I know that one's a 5. Right, another 15 here, so 6, 9 or 7, 8. What else can I do? So I'll make a comment on this box now. I've got 21 between those. I've got 5 there. I cannot have the 5 in this cage. I've already got my 5 in this cage, so I can't have it there. So I've got 21 there, 12 there. These two also add up to 12. So I've got 12 here and a 12 here. So 45 minus 21 minus 12 is also 12. And in fact, I must have the 5 on the bottom row of this. So I've either got 7, 5 for this 12 with a 5 on the bottom, or this pair is 7 and 5. And I must have the 5 on the top of this one. Right, is that interesting or not? Right, let's see what we can do there. So 23 and 11 is 34. 11 less than 45. So these two add up to 11. I am going to put all the options in and try and reduce them. I've got a 13 cage there. 4, 9, 6, 7, 5, 8. And this has to complement this to make up 11. So anything between 2 and 7. And this one's also anything between 2 and 7, because it's got to complement this one to make up the 9. But obviously not a 5 there, not a 4 there that would have gone with it. And I've taken the 4 out of that cell. I can take the 7 out of this cell, which would have gone with it to make the 11, and the 6 out of this one, which makes up the 13. I also know I can't have a 5 in this cell, because my 5's on the bottom row there. So no 5 there, no 8 there, no 6 there, and no 3 there. Right, what else does this tell us? I've either got a 5 there, or one of those two is a 5. If I've got 5 in one of those two, I must have 2 and 4 to make up that 11. So if I don't have 5 there, I must have 5 there and a 2 to go with it. So that means I could not have a 2 there. I could not have the 7 that goes with it. And let's take out some more things. So I've got to take out a 9 there and a 4 there. So I've reduced my options for this one. In fact, have I done something a bit daft here? I seem to have a non-couple of options there. So I'm going to go back just to see what I did wrong. So 5, 6... I'm okay. I was okay here. Or was I? No, I wasn't. Let's keep going back. Right. So I'm back to the point now where I took the 5 out of that one, the 4 out of that one, and the 7 out of that, the 6 out of that. That's all okay. So the next thing I said, my 5's on the top row of that. So it's not there. So 5 plus 6 makes the 11. So take the 6 out of there, the 3 there, and the 8 there. Right, so what I said before about the 2 still holds good. If I've not got a 5 there, must have 5, 2, 4 there. So I must also have the 2 in that one. So not got a 2 there, not got a 7 there, not got the 9, which would have complemented that to make the 11 for these two. And so I've not got a 4 there. Right, also interesting, if I've not got the 5 there would go with the 6 to make the 11. If I've not got a 5 there, it's there with 2 and 4, so I couldn't have the 4 here, or the 9 that goes with it, or the 7 that goes with the 4 to make up 11, and the 2 that goes with the 7. Right, so it feels like we're getting somewhere with that now. Can I do anything else here? In fact, I do know if I don't have the 5 here, I've got a 3. I'd have an 8 and 5 there. So my only other place for a 5 in this box is that one. So this one or this one is the 5. Right, let's see what else I can do then. Can't have a 1 there, or the 5 would have gone with it. So I've got 26 and 6, 32. I've got a total of 13 here, so 4, 9, 5, 8 or 6, 7. I don't know just how helpful that's going to be. Right, so what else have I got? So I can't help thinking about this 11 cage still. I'm nearly there with it. If I've got... So I know if I don't have a 5 here, I've got 5, 2, 4 in there. If I do have a 5 here, I've got 5 and 6, 7. So I couldn't use 5, 6 or 7. I would have to have 7, 1 and 3. So I'd have to have 5 with 2 and 4. 5 with 2 and 4 if I don't have a 5 there. If I do have a 5 there, I've got 6 to go with it. I need to make up 11 out of 3 values. 2 plus 3 plus 4 is only 9, so I must have a 7 or an 8 to go with it. But which one have I got? Okay, so yeah, I'll leave that for now. That's starting to get a bit too complicated. What else can I do? So, I've got 9, the 16 goes into that cage. That makes that one complicated. Right, what else? I'll just put some where I've got 3 options in. So 1, 7, 2, 5 or 3, 4. 3, 9, 5, 7, 4, 8, but not 5 there, not the 7 there that would have gone with it. So what else have we got? In fact, right, yes. The only place I can have a 1 in this bottom left-hand box is this one. I can't have a 1 anywhere here, so I've got to have a 1 here. And I've got to have a 5 to go with that. That is really helpful. So now I've established the only place I could have the 5 in this box is that cell. So yes, basically I've got a 5 there and a 4 there, and a 6 to go with the 5, a 7 to go with that 6. Right, so that is good now. Now I know this 9 cage can only be 4 and 5. And I keep saying numbers and typing something different in there, but well, I'll try not to continue making that mistake. These two are 13, remember, so they're not 5 and 8. Now I've got a 5. Well, I've got a couple of 5s that prohibit that. Right, so is there anything else that we can see? So I've got two options for this. I could have a 7 there and 1 and 3 between those two, or I could have 8, 1, 2. My 8 could be in any of them, and so could my 2, but I do need a 1 as one of those two. Right, so I'm not quite in the position of needing a 7 or an 8 there. I could have 8 there and 1, 2. So I can't yet eliminate 7 and 8 from that one. So let's have a look. I've got a 12 here. I'll type in all the options, but not 5 there, not 7 there, not 4 there, not 8 there. Also, I've got 4s and 7s there, so not 4, 7, not 5, 8. That 12 is 3 and 9. That's nice. So I'm going to have a look at this box now. So I've got a 16 and a 7 and a 9. So that's 23, 32, plus 1 is 33. So I know that these two are 12 more than this one, because this set of cells adds up to 33, but the box adds up to 45. So how helpful is that? It's more helpful than you might give credit. I couldn't have a 9 there. If I have a 9 there, then I've got 9 plus 3. I've only got 12, so it can't be 12 more than something that's at least 1. So the 9 isn't there. The 9 also couldn't be within the 16 cage, because I'd have to have 1, 2 and 4 to make it up to 16. I've got nowhere for a 4 to go if I got that. I've got a 4 in the box there and a 4 here, so I couldn't have a 4 in that 16 cage. So I can't have the 9. That only leaves this one to be a 9 there, and a 3 to go with it, and eliminates 4 and 9 from this total of 13. Right, let's go back to this comparison now. So I've got 16 and 9, 25, and 1 and 9, 35, 42. So this one is 3 more than that one. I'm limited for options here. I've got 2, 3, 4 and 8 as my options, but I've got a 4 in this box already. I've got 2, 3, 8, but I know that this one is 3 more than this one. So the only options that leaves me are an 8 there and a 5 there. And I've got 2, 3 and 6 to make up this 16 cage. So in fact, I've got my 8 now, so I don't want it there. So 5 there, 5 not there, 2 not there that would have gone with it. I need a total of 7 to make up this 15, but I've got a 3 and a 5. It only leaves 1 and 6 to make that up, so no 6 there, no 9 that would have gone with it. So what next? I'll fill in all the candidates here, so 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, but not a 4 there. Oh dear, right. Not a 4 there. Right. 2, 3, must have a 9 as one of those, so not a 9 there. Anything else? What about these two? I've done that. I've established that those two add up to 12. So, yes, 57 from those, 12 between those two. I know that's not 6 though, don't I? So that's a 1, and that's a 6. Right, so not a 6 there, not a 1 there that would have gone with it. Let's fill in this column now. So 2, 7, 8, 9. 2, 7, 8, 9. Right. If I look at this 9 cage, I can't have 6, 3 because I've got 6s in both rows. And I can't have 4, 5 because I've got a 5 there. So 2, 7 either way. I've also got a 1 there. If I've got 8 and 1, I've got to have it that way round. So that's not really many options. But if I look at this box now, I've got 26 and 6, 5, 3. That's another 14. So I've got 40 there. Just a total of 5 there. So not a 7 there. So 1 and 2 and respectively 4 and 3 in that cell. But I've got a 3 there already, so I know I've got 4 and 1. So I need an 8 there. So I can now eliminate the 7 and 8 from that 15 cage. Eliminate 8 and 9 from that cell. But I've got 2, 3 and 7. Yes, so 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 7 is the 16 that I need there. So I still don't know whether we've got a 7 or an 8 in this 11 cage. We'll find out soon enough. So I've got an 8 in that row, not 8 there then, and not the 4 that would have gone with it. So what else have I got? This 26 must be 2, 7, 8, 9, but not 9 there, not 8 there. So can we see anything else? So I think we're making some progress with this now. I've not done anything with this box yet. It's all enclosed. It's probably the hardest one to do anything with. My 12 total there then is going to be 5, 7 or 3, 9. I don't know which. And they're not particularly big or small values. This row, I've got a few things in this row. I can't have 1 or 4 there, and 6 and 3 that would have gone with them. Can't have 6 there, so I've got a 2, 3 pair between those now, so that's got to be my 6 there. So if I complete this row, 2, 3, 5, 9. What else have I got? Okay, so 1, 8, 2, 7, 8. I must have a 9 as one of those. I must also have an 8 as one of those, so I'm not going to have an 8 there. Not going to have the 7 to go with it. Yes, in fact, my 8 in this box is one of those 2 cells. So, anything else? I feel like I should be populating that now. So I must have either the 8 or the 7. I've got a 4 with whichever one. The 2 and the 3 is the partners of the missing one there. So it must be the 9 that goes with those, but not an 8 here. Right, so how interesting is that? Is that interesting? So, in fact, one of these 12s has to be 7 and 5. So I've either got 7, 5 there or 7, 5 there. Simply because I can't have the 5 within this cage. So I've got 7 to go with the 5 here. I've also got a 7 to go in one of those two rows there. So in rows 2 and 3, I've got 7 there and a 7 there somewhere. So my 7 in this box must be on the top row. The only place for it is that one. So we'll see what that gives us now. 9 and 8. So they're going to be 1 and 3 between them to make up the 11. So no 3 there. 2, 8, 9. So I can get rid of 2 and 8 there. I've got a 3 there. So that's going to be a 2 and a 3 there. I can eliminate 3 from that one. So what's next then? Shall we complete this top row? So 1 or 3, and I want a 2 and an 8 to go there. So I can't have 8 and 4 as... Well, no, I can't have 8 and 4 as that one. I also can't have 8 and 4 as this one. And I've now got a quad here. I've got 3, 5, 7, 9 between the 4 cells there. So not a 3 there, a 1 to an 8 triple there. So that's a 3, that's a 1. So I should be able to tell you what these are. 6 and 4. They're the two values not in the box yet. So no... Right, sorry about that. No 4 there. That's a 2. And I want a 4 there. So no 2s here. That's a 7, a 3, and a 2. So that's not 7 or 3, it must be 9. And that must be the 3 to go with it. So 3 and 9 can come out of that one. No 3 there, that's 5, that's 2. I can take out 2 and 5 from those, so they are 3 and 9 between them. No 2s there. I've got a 5 there, so can't have a 5 there. So these are 1 and 1 of 7, 8 and 9. Let's look at some columns now. I can't have a 2 there, so my 2 in this box must be this one. So I can go back to the row. 4 and 6 with 7 or 8. So 6, 7, 8, 9. I've actually got a quad there. So my remaining numbers 1 and 5 for those two. So what could I have here? 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. Quite a few options. Right. Can I eliminate anything here? If I've got 6 or 7 there, I've got to have the other one of 6 or 7 there. So I'd have 13 between those. I'd need 11 between those to make it the 24. I can't do that. So I can't have 6 or 7 there. For the 19 cage, I could have 6 or 7, because 13 plus 6 is 19. So I'd need 1, 2 and 3 to make that up. So that would be okay. So I can't rule out the 9 either for that. Okay, let's have a look at this box then. So I've got 2, 3, 5, 9. So 1, 4, 6, 7, 8 to make that up. But not a 1 there. I need 14 between those. Right, going back to this now. I've got a 9 as one of those two. In fact, I don't have a 9 there. I've got a 9 as one of those two. So I've got to have a 1 with either 7 or 8 there. Right. I can't see anything to eliminate from those yet. So can I see anything else? It feels like we're getting close now. Can I get this over the line? 3, 4, 1, 6. So 22 and 14, that's 36. So those three are 9 more than this one. Again, I don't know how helpful that is. It might not be. I can't have a 9 there, or even an 8, can I? In fact, 7's gone. I can't have a 7 there. So I've got 2, 8 and 9. I can eliminate the 9 from that one then, because I've got a triple there. But I can't have a 9 or an 8 to go with those, because I'll have at least 14. I've got 3 more. In fact, I must have at least 8 there. 1, 3 and 4 is the lowest thing I can have. It'll be too much. So I must have a 2 there. So what's next? I've got 6 and 7 there. I've said I could have 6 and 7. If I don't have 6 and 7, I'd have to... Sorry, if I don't have 6 or 7, I'd have to have 3 and 4. 2 plus 3 plus 4 is 9. I'd need a total of 10 between those two then to get us up to 19. I can't do that. So I can't have the 3 and 4 there. So I must have a 6 or a 7 to go with that 6 or 7. So 6 plus 7 plus 2 is 15. I need 4 more between the last two cells, this one and the other one of those, to get up to 19. So I'd have to have 1 plus 3. So I've got a 3 there. I must have a 4 there. And I've got a 5 there now. So 9 there, I need 15 there to get that up to 24. I could have 6, 9 or 7, 8. I don't know yet. So not a 4 there. Not a 4 there, so a 3 there and a 4 there. Not a 4 there. I know the 4 goes on the bottom row of that one. So what can I still do? 6, 9, 7, 8. Let's fill some in for this row. So 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can only have one number at least 6, so I can't have 6 and 7 because it would eliminate my options from that one. I can't have 6 and anything bigger than 7 because that'll be all my 14 taken up already. So I must have a 1 or a 2 there, but not both because it would be too small. I only have 3, I need 11 to top that up. So I must have 1 or 2 there, along with one of the big ones. So the smallest I could have there is 7, the largest I could have is 11. So I need something between 3 and 7 to make that up to 14, but I can't have a 4 because I've got one there. So, what else? It feels like we're reaching the bitter end. So, 3 as one of those two. 6 and 7 as the other one. Right, I'm trying to think it through as I go. It just feels like there's something I should be seeing, but I'm missing. Okay, let's try some different values for this. If I've got a 9 in this 14, I need 7, 8, 2. I have to have a 1 there. So. Right, yeah, so that's a problem, isn't it? If I've got a 9 there, 8, 7, 2, I've got to have 1 with the 9. I can't have the 4, so I can't have a 9 in this 14. Could I have an 8 there? So 8, 6, 9, 2, 1, 5. Leaving with a 7 there. That looks okay. 7, 6, 9. So I've got both a 1 and a 2 as options there. Right, so I've got plenty of options with the 7, it seems. If I've got a 6 there, 7, 8, 1, 2, 9. So 6 I'll have to have with a 2, and I'd want another 6 with it. So once again, if I've got a 6 there, I've got 7, 8, and a 1 there, and a 2 to go with the 6. 2 plus 6 is 8. I'd need 6 to top that up to 14. I'd have 2 6s in the same cage. Not possible. Right, so I've got 7 or 8 there. So I can't have both the 7 and 8 as this 15. So that's 6 and 9, and this one is 7 and 8. 3 and 6 there, there's 7 there. So 3, 6, not 6 there. So is this going to all work out now? So 1 and 8 between those two, no 8 there. I've got my 1 already in that row. I've got my 7 already in that row. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. So what can I have? 3, 5, 6, 8, 9 here. Let's go back to this one. 7, 1, 6, 7, 2, 5, or 8, 1, 5. I can't have a 3 there. That one's going to be a 5 or a 6. So, what else? So with the 8 there, I need a 5 there. With the 7, I could have 5 or 6. I've got a feeling there's something's going to play along with these two cages. In fact, I can rule out an 8 there. So if I've got 8 there, I want 1 and 5 with it. So if I've got 8, 1, 5, it leaves me 4, 6 and 7 there. And it rules out all my options for that cell. So I couldn't have an 8 there. I know I've got a 7 now. So let's rule out the 7s from that one. I've only got one place left for a 7 in this column now, haven't I? So that's that one. And I can't have a 5 there with the 7. So my 7, in fact, must be in that one. I've got a total of 7 between those two. So I've got a 2 in this column already. I've got a 1, 6, 8 triple in this column now, so that's a 4 there. One of those must be the 6, in fact. Nowhere else to go in the column, so no 6s there. That's a 5 then, and a 2 there. No 2 there. This one's got to be a 2 then. So 1, 8 pair, 4, 6 pair, so 3 or 9 will have to be this bottom one. I've got a 5 in this column. Again, I've got a 4, 6 pair. It seems I've got 1, 3, 8, 9, but I've got 1 and 8 already. So I've got 3 or 9 there as well. So not that one. So that's an 8, a 6, a 1, a 3 there, a 6 there. I've got an 8 there, that's 9. I've got an 8 there, so that's 2 and 8. So just a few still to go. I've not done anything yet with the totals here. So I think this is where it's going to lie. I need 15 between the 3 of those. If I've got 9, I need 6 more. but I can't have a total of 6 between those two. So 9's impossible, must be 3, and 9 there, and 9 there, and 3 there. So I want 12 between those two, which must be 8 and 4, and 6 and 1 there, which gives me a 4 there, a 6 there, an 8 there, and, sorry, a 1 there, and an 8 there. And that's the puzzle solved. So I hope that all made sense. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to see you on the next video. Thank you.